Good morning. Welcome to SportsCenter on YouTube. He's Tyler Fulghum. I'm Cristina Alexander. We're just 10 days away from the start of the college football season.
And a couple of Mizzou alums are happy for that because the Tigers are poised to be a major player in the SEC and college football this season because they're just one program that may benefit from the expanded CFP. Kirk Herbstreit explains how the new playoff will work this season.
The 12-team college football playoff is here. So let's dig into how the teams can punch their playoff tickets. The 12-team college football playoff will feature the 5 highest-ranked conference champions, plus the next 7 highest-ranked teams as determined by the CFP selection committee. The 4 highest-ranked conference champions will be seeded 1 through 4 and receive first-round byes, with the 5th highest-ranked conference champion being seeded where it was ranked or at number 12 if its final ranking lands outside of the top 12. So that's who gets in, which brings us to where and when the games will be played. The 8 teams seeded 5 through 12 will play in the first round starting on December 20th, with the teams seeded 5 through 8 hosting a home game. Meaning the pageantry of on-campus college football is coming to the playoff for the first time. Man, that is going to be incredible. From there, the playoff will play out as dictated by the bracket with no reseeding between rounds. The quarterfinals and semifinals will be played at traditional New Year's Six bowl game locations, followed by the national championship game in Atlanta, where our first 12-team college football playoff national champion will be crowned on January 20th, only on ESPN.
Very excited for that. Very excited to say hello to our ESPN senior writer, Heather Dinich. All right, Heather, we know you're very plugged into this. The expanded playoff field means some programs that would have been very unlikely to contend in the past years will be firmly in the mix this year. Which Power 4 conference teams could step up this season?
Well, let's start with Mizzou in the SEC because they would have qualified last year and they returned one of the top quarterback and wide receiver duos in the country in Brady Cook and Luther Burden III. They combined for about 1,200 yards a year ago, and Luther Burden III is the SEC's only returning 1,000-yard receiver. They also have a very manageable schedule. They don't play any road games until October, and they have a November bye week to prepare for the Sooners. I would also add K-State to the mix. When you look in the Big 12, it's the most wide-open conference race, but K-State could win it with a rising star at quarterback in Avery Johnson. He was the MVP of the Pop-Tarts Bowl against NC State, and he had 7 rushing touchdowns, in just 8 games. And don't forget about that Wildcats defense. They returned 80% of their defensive production from a year ago. That's the 4th highest in the FBS. How about Miami? Hype is nothing new for this program, but actually living up to it would be. On paper, this is the most talented team in the ACC. Mario Cristobal is in the midst of luring in his 2nd straight top 10 recruiting class. He's done a great job with the transfer portal. He's brought in Washington State quarterback Cam Ward. And Ward is going to be playing behind an offensive line that was 2nd in the ACC last year, allowing just 16 sacks. So those are some of the Power 4 teams that could surprise and play their way into this 12-team field this year.
Yeah, and last time the Canes were championship contenders was when they won the national championship 23 years ago. Tyler and I are very happy that you mentioned Mizzou Tigers. And by the way, as Kirk mentioned earlier, though, Heather, the 12-team playoff guarantees a spot for the highest-ranked group of 5 conference champion. Which schools could potentially fill that spot?
Boise State is at the top of my list. I had a chance to talk with first-year coach Spencer Danielson this spring, and they have 18 starters coming back. But one of the most key players is going to be USC transfer Malachi Nelson at quarterback. He gives them a legit starting quarterback there. And ESPN's FPI projects that they're going to win every game except the September 7th trip to Oregon. They have plenty of chances to impress the College Football Playoff Selection Committee. I would also add UTSA to this list because much like Boise State, ESPN's FPI likes these guys and projects they will win every game, but their September 14th trip to Texas. Their head coach, Jeff Traylor, 39-14 in his 4 seasons there. He knows how to build a contender, and he has lured in talent from the likes of LSU and Alabama. There are a lot of other teams out there to consider, including Memphis, which is going to give them a run. But for now, we'll go with Boise State and UTSA as 2 teams that can make it for the group of 5.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the Roadrunners because they've only been playing college football since 2011. They do play at 4th-ranked Texas 1 month from today on ESPN. Heather, thank you. We start with a 3 for Juan deal in Chicago. It's
Clever.
a DJ Khaled remix. Another Juan. So let's take it to the Yankees looking to bounce back against the White Sox after Monday's loss. Here's Soto, top third, hits it the other way to left field. And let me tell you, he's just getting started. That one's over the wall for a home run. Matches the Yankees' run total from Monday with his 31st homer of the season. On to the 5th. Yankees lead 2-0. Soto again crushes it to left center field. That's gone for another home run, his 23rd multi-home run game in his career, trailing only Mel Ott for 2nd most all-time among players aged 25 or younger. Yankees up 3-0. On to the 7th. Soto up to bat, hits it high and deep to right field. And yeah, just keeping the trend alive. That one's out of here for another home run, his 3rd of the game. This is Soto's first career game with 3 home runs, his 6th multi-home run game this season. Here's how it sounded with Ryan Rucco on the call.
Soto drives it in the air, deep right field. He has done it again. Juan Soto, his first career 3-home run game. Soto 4, White Sox nothing. And a little history for the 25-year-old superstar.
Just a little history there for him. On to the 9th. Here he is up again with a 3-1 count. Draws the walk. 3 home runs, 4 RBI. Yankees win on Soto's big night, 4-1. Here's Aaron Boone on Soto's Cloud 9 moment.
What does it tell you about where he's at in the batter's box?
I dream of being where he's at in the batter's box. I mean, that's, you know, it's about as good as it gets. In watching Juan, I'm watching one of the best seasons I've ever seen, too. And then I get to watch Aaron right behind him.
I want everybody to challenge Juan Soto, and I think usually, you know, I got my money on Juan in that situation. But, you know, he did what he did. He passed the baton, and that's who he is. That's why he's, you know, greatest hitter in the game.
He called you the greatest hitter in the sport. How do you feel about that?
I'd call him the greatest here in the world. I mean, look at his numbers. He's just unbelievable. I mean, he makes my job easier. He makes my play appearances a little bit better, you know, because when you hit in front of a guy like that, it just, you know, you're getting pitches. So he's the greatest one.
Yeah, so you really don't need to dig too deep into the stat sheet to see that both Soto and Judge made a great point. Each of them rank in the top 5 in OPS, extra base hits, and home runs in the majors this season. Judge and Soto have combined to hit 75 homers this season, and the Yankees still have 41 games remaining for them to add to that total, Tyler.
Cristina, from the show that Soto put on the South Side to Sho-Time in Milwaukee, Ohtani and the Dodgers, after taking Game 1 last night, getting things off to a good start yet again on Tuesday. In the 3rd, Dodgers already up 1-0 when Ohtani smashes one to right, 413 feet. I love the umpire cam.
It is great.
That is a beauty there. 37th homer of the season. Dodgers up 2-0. Celebration for Ohtani. Seed! 4th inning. Dodgers up 2-1. Gavin Lux at the dish. Now, check out what Lux does here. I got my tape measure out, Cristina, and that says 413 feet to right field. Dodgers lead 4-1, and corporate needs you to find the difference between the 2 pictures. There is no difference.
Yeah,
they're the same picture. 413 feet from both Ohtani and Lux. The difference is Ohtani's got 30 more of those this year.
Oh, okay.
That's where Lux.
Difference.
It just is sick. The Dodgers smashed the Brewers 7-2 is the final. This was The 10th time this season that the Dodgers hit 4 or more homers in a game, the most of any team in Major League Baseball. Ohtani has homered in 8 of those instances, including all 3 times LA has hit 4 homers in the first 4 innings. So this happened, Cristina, at that Guardians-Cubs game on Tuesday. MGK Day in the land.
Where you going?
Kelly, yeah, not going home with his first pitch. He's chucking that bad boy into the stands. Now, apparently he signed that baseball. A lucky young fan ends up with the Rawlings, and she is loving it. I wonder if Machine Gun Kelly could get a contract with the Guardians.
I got a Cleveland hat on my head, but the only thing on my mind is the World Series. Let's go, Guardians, #1 in the league. If you need a sub pitcher, I just showed you my skills. I can do absolutely nothing on the mound, but I'm a fan in the stands. Go, Cleveland.
MGK going to stick with his day job of being a performer rather than trying to pitch for Cleveland.
I didn't know I had something in common with him. I too can do nothing on the mound. You know,